Hi, I'm Fiona. I'm 28, and I've been in a relationship with Maurice for 5 years. I'll never forget the day we met. It was at my best friend's wedding, her big day, but it turned into the beginning of my own story. Maurice was the best man, and I was the bridesmaid. From the moment he made me laugh with his terrible dance moves, I knew there was something about him. He was charming, obsessed with obscure movie trivia, loved surprising me with small things, and had this way of making me feel like the only person in the room. By the time the wedding was over, we were inseparable. Our relationship moved quickly. Within 6 months, we were discussing moving in together. I hesitated because of past heartbreak. My previous serious relationship ended when I caught my ex cheating. But Maurice seemed different. He was attentive and caring, so we moved in together after a year of dating. Everything was perfect at first. We cooked together, watched TV, and explored our city. Maurice even surprised me with a puppy for our first anniversary. About 2 years in, I noticed changes in Maurice's behavior. He was on his phone more, often locking the screen when I entered the room, and started working late frequently. One night, while he was in the shower, I couldn't shake the feeling something was off. I know it wasn't right, but I checked his phone. When I saw the messages from his ex-girlfriend, Liberty, flirty and inappropriate content, I felt my heart drop. When I confronted Maurice, he admitted to emotionally cheating on me but insisted it never went physical. I was devastated but decided to give him another chance. We went to couples counseling, where Maurice revealed his commitment issues stemmed from his parents' messy divorce. He talked about how witnessing their fights had shaped his views on relationships. I listened, wanting to understand, hoping this was the turning point for us. Things seemed to improve for a while. Maurice became more open, gave me his passwords, and we started having regular date nights. However, about a year later, I discovered he was texting his co-worker Emma inappropriately. Maurice begged for another chance, promising to change. He even quit his job to prove his commitment. We continued counseling, and things seemed to get better. Then, last month, Maurice proposed. It was a beautiful surprise, recreating our first date. I said yes, hoping we'd finally overcome our past issues. But just last week, I found out he had a secret Instagram account where he was messaging multiple women, sending flirty messages and explicit photos. My heart sank again, and I felt the familiar sting of betrayal wash over me. I'm heartbroken and unsure whether to confront him or call off the engagement. We're supposed to have an engagement party next month, and my family is excited. My parents, who have been married for 35 years, and my younger sister, Mia, are all looking forward to it. The thought of telling them about this betrayal is overwhelming. I pictured the joy on their faces, the way my mom would hug me and tell me how proud she is. But how could I share such painful news? Maurice had previously made comments about other women and stayed in touch with his exes. I overlooked these red flags, thinking I was being insecure. Now, I'm struggling with the decision to start over at 28. Most of my friends are married or in long-term relationships, and I feel like I'm back at square one. As I sat on the couch, staring at the wall, I thought about the love we once shared. Memories flooded my mind, the late-night talks, our silly inside jokes, and the joy of adopting our puppy. Yet, I couldn't ignore the reality of what was happening. The trust was gone, and every time I thought about it, a heavy weight settled in my chest. I knew I had to confront him. I couldn't live in this uncertainty. I deserved clarity. The next evening, I sat at the dining table, the tension palpable as I waited for Maurice to come home. My heart raced, and I took deep breaths to calm my nerves. When he entered, I told him we needed to talk. His expression shifted to concern, and I revealed that I found his secret Instagram account where he had been messaging other women. I recounted the details of what I had seen, my voice trembling with emotion. He tried to defend himself, saying it wasn't what I thought and pleaded for another chance. "I'm sorry, Fiona. It was just a stupid mistake," he exclaimed, his eyes wide with desperation. But I was done. I couldn't keep forgiving him for the same mistakes. I told him I didn't think I could trust him anymore, and I needed to call off the engagement. It wasn't just about the betrayal, it was about self-respect. I couldn't let fear of starting over hold me back. As the words hung in the air, I saw the realization wash over his face. He begged me to reconsider, but I stood firm. I started packing my things, feeling a mix of sadness and determination. I realized it was time to embrace whatever comes next. I needed to put myself first and find my own happiness again. That night, as I lay in bed, I thought about my future. I knew it wouldn't be easy, but I felt a sense of relief wash over me. I imagined what it would be like to be free from this toxic cycle, to rediscover myself outside of this relationship. I wanted to travel, explore new hobbies, and reconnect with friends I had neglected. The next few days were a whirlwind of emotions. I confided in my best friend, who offered unwavering support. She helped me see that I wasn't alone and reminded me of my worth. With her encouragement, I decided to plan a small gathering with my friends. I needed to surround myself with positivity, to remind myself that I could start fresh. When the day of the gathering came, I felt nervous but excited. As I shared my story with my closest friends, their support filled me with strength. They rallied around me, sharing their own experiences and reminding me that I deserve someone who truly values and respects me. I realized that while this chapter of my life was ending, a new one was beginning. I was ready to embrace the unknown, to take the first steps toward healing and rediscovering who I am. And though it might be daunting, I felt hopeful.